So in some recent videos, we've actually been talking about the Tesla supercharging network and how great it is and how big of an edge it gives Tesla over the competition. And today we're going to dive into the actual numbers and do some comparisons to like the Porsche Taycan and the Ford Mach-E and see how much it would cost to do road trips in a Tesla versus one of the others. So when it comes to navigation and figuring costs out and everything, there's actually a really good consolidator website, a better route planner, that will basically tell you where you need to stop and everything. It does a lot better job than Tesla's, in our opinion. And the Ford Mach-E and the Porsche Taycan don't do it. So you really kind of have to use a website like this if you want to do a road trip in a car like those. And if you're in a Tesla, this just makes it a lot easier. A lot more transparent, a lot more options you can click on and everything. So that's kind of what we're going to jump to. We actually are screen recording on laptop right here. And we'll show you all about this. It is not sponsored by a better route planner. It's just a good website that we use a lot.
We've used it for years.
So here we are going to first select the Tesla. And since we're going to kind of be mainly comparing the Porsche Taycan, I think we should probably do Model S. And we'll do a 2019 long range.
So yeah, it looks like they don't have the long range plus in here yet, but we're still waiting for that to be released.
Technically, no deliveries have happened, so. And then you can actually store settings in an anonymous ID number. Say yes.
Yeah, you can log in and create an account, and then it'll keep track of all your information in your car, so you don't have to select it every time.
And you can actually pull it up in the car web browser.
Exactly. And the car, while you're driving, will actually navigate you there via a better route planner as well.
So we're going to explore some different routes. We're going to do Tesla first, and then we're going to jump over and explore like the Porsche Taycan and everything and the charging network they use. But for starters, let's go ahead and just do Denver, Colorado here as a starting location. And a road trip I oftentimes will do is to Hawthorne, California. So we are going to type that in. And the cool thing with this is you can actually adjust your settings. So you can adjust your reference consumption, your reference speed, your max speed, your start charge, everything.
One thing is if you are in the US, you want to go ahead and probably change it to imperial units instead of...
Yes, which is right there, instead of metric. The reference consumption for that long-range Raven is 286. And everything else here, we're just going to keep reference speed at 100. Max speed for both cars, we should probably drop that to like 85. That's about average. We'll do the same departure, same all that. We'll keep the same outside temperature, same wind, same every condition.
But as you can see, this website is much more detailed than Tesla's. On Tesla's website, it only has Teslas, and it's only the current models that they're currently selling.
Right.
And you can't indicate weather or temperature or battery degradation or it's very limited. So there's just so many different options on here, which with a better route planner, which really lets you get a really good estimate of how long it's going to take and how long it's going to cost.
And right down here, you can actually include what chargers you want to charge at. So since we're doing Tesla, we want strictly superchargers. So we have this route. Now let's go ahead and plan the route. And it's going to ask what our preferred charger type is. We're going to go strictly superchargers. Okay, so anyway, here is the route from Denver to Hawthorne. And if we drop this down, it will tell us where we need to charge, our estimated arrival, our departure charge, our charge duration. And very important for this, our charge cost, which they actually tap into Tesla's website and actually pull all that information. So all these charge rates are accurate. And the duration of driving, the distance, arrival time, a lot of really good information here. But the big thing here is from Denver to Hawthorne is $66 on the supercharger network.
And that's with a Model S if you have to pay for supercharging.
Right.
Of course, if you have a Model S or a Model X with free supercharging, this cost would be zero.
Zero. So when changing over to the Porsche Taycan, just click on that and then go down to Porsche Taycan 4S because that's the non-performance version. And we'll go ahead and drop the max speed to 85, just like we did the Tesla. Everything else is the same. All these outside settings are the same. Now the Porsche uses CCS, which Porsche doesn't have many at all, and they're only at like dealerships that you can use. So you're gonna have to rely on third-party chargers, which is probably gonna suck for cost-wise. But we'll go ahead and plan this.
And fortunately, a better route planner reads in all of the other networks that are available, such as Electrify America, and it will calculate the trip. And yeah, looks like these are almost all Electrify America except for an EVgo one.
And so the total price here, well, actually, first off, one of these, you have to do a max speed of 60 miles an hour because there's not enough chargers.
Yeah.
So that right there kind of sucks.
So the price is slightly more because it was 66, I think, for
the 66 for Tesla.
For the Tesla, and what was the total time?
So the total time for the Tesla was 17 hours and 53 minutes. This is almost 3 hours more for starters. Total miles for the Tesla was 1,035. So this is only about 70 more miles. A cost of $66 versus 88. And total charging time for the Tesla was 2 hours and 31 minutes, whereas the Porsche is 2 hours and 59 minutes. So a lot of that time is actually going to be at this one point where you use a charge point, and then to Electrify America, you have to go a max of 60 miles an hour to be able to hit a charger. So that's probably where a lot of your time is coming from right there.
Yeah, it's actually though impressive that they are able to actually make it there.
Yeah.
And Electrify America and these other companies are increasing their networks, but it again is always going to cost more than what Tesla charges.
Exactly, because Electrify America is a third-party company, which just means there's another hand in the pot trying to make money. Where Tesla has actually said multiple times that superchargers are not going to be something that they plan on to profit. Basically, they're just trying to cover costs so that they can help build it out even faster. It is not a profit center, whereas Electrify America, it totally is a profit center. But what's funny is Electrify America is owned by
Volkswagen,
which Electrify America started because of this whole Dieselgate thing. So basically, Electrify America started out of Volkswagen's deal with the government and their penalty. So basically, they're using their penalty money to build out an EV charging infrastructure that they're then charging a ton of money for.
One thing, too, though, it's possible that Porsche or other companies could subsidize these charging rates. They could offer free charging.
So now if you click on one of these, though, you can actually prefer or avoid Electrify America chargers. So if we click on that and hit Use Exclusively Electrify America, so it definitely jumped up in price a little bit. It added another hour of charging time.
Oh, but look also...
And now you have a max speed of 41 miles an hour.
Yeah, so you can see, between Grand Junction and you have to head all the way
Spanish Fork.
Close to Provo, and you have to do a maximum of 41 miles per hour. That's a really long stretch.
To be 41 miles an hour? That's going to be brutal.
And... in a Tesla, you were able to take the southwestern route through there, which is much more direct.
Yikes. So, something to keep in mind. That's, I guess, the issue with having anything other than a Tesla is having to rely on so many third-party networks. Because our first trip used Electrify America, ChargePoint, and EVgo.
Yep.
So you're having to switch between a bunch of different networks, which means everything has its own pay structure. Everything, you have to pay for it differently on your phone. The nice thing with Tesla is if you do have paid supercharging, just keep a credit card on file and it takes care of it all.
And if you have free supercharging, you don't
have to pay anything. So we wanted to compare some longer trips too. So we did Denver to Miami with the Model S long range, the Porsche Taycan, the Ford Mach-E, and decided to do the Model Y long range all-wheel drive for fun. So the big thing here was the Model S came in at the cheapest at $99 and also the shortest total trip time. However, the Ford Mach-E came in at a whopping $432, absolutely crazy. The Model Y came in just above the Model S, and the Porsche about double the S and the Y. Then one other trip that I have done several times is Denver to Hawthorne to Fremont to Reno to Denver. So here we have the Model S long range at a cost of $177, the Porsche Taycan at $278, and here the Ford Mach-E came in at a whopping $577. A lot longer charge time on that Ford also. So you can actually see here with the total trip time that between the Model S and the Ford Mach-E, you're looking at like 6+ hour difference. So quite a long time. And here's all that information charted out. So the first three are going to be Denver to Hawthorne, then Denver to Miami, and then Denver, Hawthorne, Fremont, Reno, Denver. And blue is the Model S long range, orange is the Porsche Taycan, and gray is the Ford Mach-E. I couldn't help but actually put out the total cost of electricity for the trips. You can see here the Model S clearly wins on all accounts. If you have free supercharging, you'd win even more. You can see the Ford Mach-E is so extraordinarily expensive, probably more expensive than most gasoline power car options, to be 100% honest. The Porsche Taycan actually was surprisingly less than I thought it would be, but still, in most cases, almost double that or more of the Model S. That gives you kind of like the gist of how everything is shaking down for all these cars. It's pretty ridiculous though that the Ford Mach-E is so expensive, and I really think that's going to drive a lot of people away once they figure that out. Hopefully they don't figure it out too late though. Yeah. So if any of you have any routes that you use a lot, go ahead and plug this into a better route planner, play around with the different kind of cars, and put your information down below, like what the route was, what the cost was, and what the time was, and we can go ahead and compare different like routes and everything down there. As always though, huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean. If you guys are looking to accessorize your Model S, X, or Model 3, much like this one, definitely check them out. All linked down below, and using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off of your first purchase. My two must-have accessories are definitely going to be a center console wrap, because Tesla uses that gloss black material. It's very scratch prone, fingerprint prone, so a wrap will just help protect it and help customize that interior to be your own, as well as a matte screen protector to help reduce any glare from the sun, as well as any fingerprints on your screen. As always though, thumbs up if you enjoyed that video. Go and click here to subscribe, here for some other ones, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.